Yo, what's up everybody? It's me bringing you a new video. I didn't like my last video. I tried to upload this video that I'm talking about and I didn't like that video, so I'm redoing this video. But yeah, somebody sent me a comment in my last video. They wanted me to do a video talking about giving my thoughts about the WWE changing the names of their pay-per-views, and that's pretty much what this video is about. Just a quick video talking about that. Really, in my opinion, I don't like the fact that the WWE's changing every single one of their pay-per-views. I mean, it's been like the last couple pay-per-views they've been changing every single name of their pay-per-view, and even changing the names of earlier pay-per-views that just passed already. So what you're gonna see in February is you're gonna end up seeing Elimination Chamber, which was supposed to be No Way Out, and then of course you got TLC, which is going to be the next pay-per-view for next month, which is supposed to be Armageddon, but it's not going to be Armageddon. And then of course you got Bragging Rights, which is October. I think it's October, early October. And then you got Hell in a Cell, which is in October. You got Extreme Rules. You got Bragging Rights, and you got other pay-per-views that are already been changed. And then the only pay-per-views that are throwaway pay-per-views that haven't been changed yet is Backlash and I believe Judgment Day, or yeah, Judgment Day. Those are the only two pay-per-views that the WWE hasn't changed yet. And in my opinion, the WWE just needs to stop changing these names for these pay-per-views, because people just grew up with some of these pay-per-views and they're familiar with it, and they don't want to have the WWE have to change the names of these pay-per-views, and it just doesn't feel right with the WWE changing the names of these pay-per-views into something a whole different name. And that's what people don't like. The whole reason why people don't like the idea of WWE changing the name of these pay-per-views, mainly just what I said. They're familiar with these pay-per-views. They're used to these pay-per-views. They're like traditional pay-per-views, even though they're throwaway pay-per-views, but they're traditional because of the names and them being around for so long. And now the WWE kind of wants to break tradition and break break from how these pay-per-views started, and they want to go a whole direction with these pay-per-views by giving them a new name. And I just don't like the idea of that. I mean, it was bad enough that they changed King of the Ring into Bad Blood, even though Bad Blood ended up turning out to be a pretty successful pay-per-view. But then they had to go on now and start changing all these pay-per-views now, and I just don't like the idea of the WWE doing that. And I just hope that they don't change pay-per-views like SummerSlam or Survivor Series or any other pay-per-view, because those are pretty traditional pay-per-views as well, and they have their own name, and they just wouldn't feel right changing those names for those pay-per-views as well. And I just, like what I said, just doesn't feel right with the WWE changing these names for these pay-per-views. I mean, Elimination Chamber is supposed to be No Way Out. They should have just kept No Way Out. I mean, instead of changing it into Elimination Chamber, because you're already gonna get the Elimination Chamber. You see that every single No Way Out pay-per-view, so why even bother turning it into Elimination Chamber? Just keep the name No Way Out, which they should have just kept, but they did it because they felt they had to get away from that. And then of course, Hell in a Cell, which is another pay-per-view name they shouldn't have changed. They should have just kept Bad Blood, but I guess they wanted to get away from that blood thing because of the TV PG thing, so they wanted to go to Hell in a Cell. And the one thing that's that's the one thing that kind of hurts that pay-per-view now, is the fact that you're going to see a Hell in a Cell every single year, and it's supposed to be something that's supposed to throw the fans off guard or supposed to end a feud, and now all of a sudden you're going to end up seeing it every single year in the WWE, and that's something fans don't want to see, because that's going to be overkill. And then TLC is another example, which is going to be the next pay-per-view. Instead of Armageddon from December, it's going to be TLC. That's going to be a pay-per-view that's going to be overkill, as well as that's a pay-per-view that's supposed to that's a match type that's supposed to throw the fans off guard. It's something you don't expect not to see. Is something the WWE puts on once in a while, or every once in a while, or it's a match that ends a feud. Like, say for example, Undertaker Edge feud, that which ended in that matchup, something like that. Well, for the world heavyweight title, which the world heavyweight title between those two with the feud that they had. It ended that, but although they had that feud ender and Hell in a Cell was still the prelude to that. And then of course you have Breaking Point, which is a pay per view people just don't like at all because it has submissions and people don't want to sit through every single match being in submissions. They want to see regular matches being near falls or no disqualifications or something like that. But now every year you're going to get a pay per view that has all these submissions and wrestlers having to win in submission and wrestlers who are not familiar with submission holds having to you use a submission hold to get the victory, and it's just something that just doesn't make any sense at all. And then you have Bragging Rights, another pay-per-view that shouldn't be another WWE pay-per-view that shouldn't have been there, or the WWE shouldn't have gave the name to. I mean, Bragging Rights has no business being in October. It should just be No Mercy in October, and then of course you have Survivor Series. But now they got two pay-per-views in October, which is another reason why the WWE has too many pay-per-views. But the WWE wants to do that. But yeah, that's what I'm pretty much saying is WWE should just stick with all these pay-per-view names that they have, not go a different direction with some of these pay-per-views and turn them around and turn them into a different name, and or add another pay-per-view or something like that, or add a match type as the pay-per-view name. That's something the fans don't want to see, mainly me, and it's something the WWE needs to get away from, but they won't, and thus you're going to continue to get more WWE name changes. I just hope that they don't change the Survivor Series or SummerSlam or Backlash, which is another traditional pay-per-view. Just hope to God they don't change Backlash, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's just pretty much my video, giving my thoughts about the WWE changing every single pay-per-view and why every single pay-per-view name and why they should get away from that and just leave the pay-per-views as they should be. Just wanted to give my thoughts about that. Hopefully you like my video. You can rate, you can comment, give me your thoughts about the video, or you can give me a video response. I want to hear what some of you guys got to say, and until then, thank you for watching, and I hope to bring you another video whenever I can. And if I don't upload another video by Thursday, happy Thanksgiving to some of my subscribers or people who casually view my videos. But yeah, until then, thank you for watching, and I'm out. Peace.